July 20th, 1969. One of history's most iconic images flickers onto screens across the globe. Grainy, ghostly, yet exhilarating. Neil Armstrong descends onto the lunar surface. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. More than 600 million people watched this live, unfiltered and raw. Or did they? Tonight, we go beyond the signal. We uncover the story behind the missing tapes, the technological hardships, and the enduring shadows of this monumental broadcast. This is the tale of Apollo's live broadcast mystery. The Apollo 11 broadcast was as much an engineering feat as it was a spaceflight triumph. The lunar module's camera transmitted a slow-scan television (SSTV) signal 320 lines at 10 frames per second, a format incompatible with Earthbound TV sets. Technicians devised an ingenious workaround: convert SSTV in real time by displaying it on a specialized monitor and refilm it with conventional cameras before broadcasting. But this conversion came at a cost: image quality. Source satellite dishes, Parks, Honeysuckle Creek, Goldstone, relayed footage back to Houston. The public saw the degraded version, but some engineers witnessed something far sharper. The raw, high-fidelity SSTV tapes, the only unfiltered record of the first moonwalk, are gone. NASA admitted to a shocking discovery in 2006. The master tapes had likely been erased and reused in the early 1980s due to critical shortages of magnetic media, especially during the Landsat satellite missions. Retired engineers Stanley Labar and Richard Nafzger led the search. They scoured archives and storage, even visiting a decommissioned facility in Goddard Corporate Park, only to find empty shelves, or worse, destroyed records. As Dolly Perkins from Goddard noted, NASA lacked centralized tape tracking, making fate more tragic than malicious. Tapes can disappear, someone moves them, boxes wither away, or they get erased for reuse. In 2009, exactly 40 years after Apollo 11 launched, NASA officials confirmed what had long been feared. The original tapes are missing, probably erased for reuse. It's a tragedy left to bureaucracy and overlooked priorities. Stan Labar reflected bluntly, "I don't believe that the tapes exist today at all." In NASA's eyes, the live NTSC broadcast, the one we all saw, had sufficed. The backup, it seems, was expendable, but the story didn't end with loss. NASA brought in Lowry Digital to restore the best available footage. Meanwhile, copies from CBS archives, Super 8 film recorded off monitors, and insights from Australia's Parkes Observatory helped resurrect a clearer version. By December 2009, a full 3-hour restoration was completed, offering an image quality far beyond the original broadcast. At the Australian Geographic Society Awards in 2010, audiences saw the vastly improved visuals for the first time, thanks to behind-the-scenes vision and an optical renaissance. The missing Apollo 11 tapes are not just data, they are cultural tragedy. Had these masters survived, we'd have unmatched lunar footage. Details hidden in grain and shadow would be sharp. Historical precision would be richer. Modern scientists and filmmakers lack access to the visual purity that existed just once. The loss underscores the fragile nature of media preservation and the cost of oversight, even during moments of triumph. Visuals are only part of the story. In recent years, efforts to digitize decoded audio from Apollo's 30-track recordings, retrieved from mission control, have reconstructed the emotional subtext of conversations, debates, coordination, alarm, joy. Documentaries like Apollo 11, 2019, revived the mission not just by looking, but by listening, creating a visceral time machine that HDTV alone cannot accomplish. The tapes may be gone, or perhaps, somewhere in a mislabeled box at Goddard, they still exist. John Sarkisian from CSIRO insists no wrongdoing occurred, just misplaced priorities during a time of intense operations and cost-cutting. The search continues, not out of nostalgia, but out of respect for that step on the dusty moon and the engineers who made it visible. Broadcasting from the moon was a feat of sheer innovation, pushing the limits of 1960s technology. The lunar module's TV camera operated at a format called slow-skin television, SSTV, transmitting only 10 frames per second, compared to the standard 30 frames per second on Earth. This was necessary to conserve the precious bandwidth of the limited communications link. But commercial TVs were not designed to display SSTV. NASA devised a system where the SSTV signal was received by massive antennas on Earth, like the 64-meter dish at Parkes Observatory in Australia, and converted to a standard NTSC TV signal. This conversion involved displaying the SSTV image on a monitor and filming it with a conventional TV camera. The resulting video was what was broadcast live worldwide. While this process enabled millions to witness the moon landing in real time, it also introduced significant image degradation. The iconic grainy, flickering images are the byproduct of this analog relay, compounded by signal noise, atmospheric interference, and the limitations of the 1960s electronics. Behind the images and data was a team of thousands, engineers, controllers, scientists, and astronauts, working tirelessly in real time. They were the unsung heroes of the broadcast. Each signal beep, glitch, or static burst was met with quick thinking, improvisation, and calm under pressure. The success of the broadcast relied not just on machines, but on human resolve. And yet, despite the vast scale and importance, many of their stories remain untold. People like Stan Labar, who designed the cameras, Richard Nafzger, who managed mission data, and the ground station operators at Parkes, who battled rain and storms to keep the signal alive. These individuals navigated technical hurdles, logistical nightmares, and the crushing pressure of live history unfolding. Their dedication ensured that the world would see, hear, and believe. The loss of the original Apollo 11 SSTV tapes is a reminder that history is fragile. During the 1970s and 1980s, NASA reused magnetic tapes to save money and storage space. Unaware of the future importance these recordings would hold, magnetic tape was costly, bulky, and reusable, but vulnerable. The erasure of these tapes meant the highest quality record of humankind's first footsteps beyond Earth was lost forever. It is a cultural tragedy. Because these tapes were more than just data, they were irreplaceable artifacts of human achievement. Their disappearance complicates historical scholarship, deprives future generations of a direct visual connection, and fuels conspiracy theories. The absence of pristine footage created fertile ground for conspiracy theories. Some speculated the entire landing was staged in a Hollywood studio. Others questioned the authenticity of the broadcast, citing glitches and image anomalies as proof of fabrication. These theories, while largely debunked, highlight how gaps in evidence can seed mistrust. NASA's loss of the tapes, though unintentional, created a vacuum filled by speculation. It's a stark lesson in the power of record-keeping, not just to preserve truth, but to defend it. Faced with this loss, archivists and digital experts embarked on a mission to restore what remained. They collected surviving broadcast copies, off-air recordings, film shot from TV monitors, and tapes preserved by TV networks around the world. Using cutting-edge digital processing, they cleaned, stabilized, and enhanced images frame by frame. This painstaking work culminated in digitally restored versions that bring new clarity and detail to that first historic step. While not a replacement for the lost originals, this restoration offers the closest glimpse we have, allowing viewers to experience Apollo 11 with renewed vividness.